はい、皆さんこんにちは。今日は突然ね、アランか、あアランウェイクというゲーム始めて本当にすみませんでした。对，现在有点爱困。对，反正我们今天就慢慢游戏怎么讲？6日感觉好像就是要做点什么，然后 Yuki 做了很多什么，然后现在好累。本来想说本来想说那个中午要直播，可是哦，又想说好像哪里怪怪的。可是明天要确定时间，因为 Yuki 本来规划就是今天早上做饼干，然后晚上直播的话，因为又怕明天爬不起来，就有点累。那总而言之就继续吧。啊，算了，虽然是写35了，就直接开始吧，耶、
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
哦，赎回爱丽丝的代价。
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here,
哎，
Agent
那真
Knight.
梗。
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
哎
Okay,，I'll be right over, Sheriff.
所以说我们看
Let's
到那
make
个
this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting.
哦，
Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this,
哎，他
takes place around Cauldron Lake.
哎他要看我哎，
You ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970,
Oh.
and Zane went down with the island.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
他会等我们哎，哈哈，哎，不过好像发现我们还是会挡到那个挡到字幕，我要跳过去，It
gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just like the girl in they were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady?
Lamp
She
Lady
could be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah,
可以
anyway,
啊，好久不
she
见。
knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
什么？那个换灯泡的女人是一个作家？哇哦！ 我们太对他不尊重了。
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
哦，他住的地方就是小货柜，蛮可爱的。他不让我出去，你是我朋友吗？记得录那个什么，记得拍影片。
Welcome to. Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh yes. Yes. Please come in.
有你刻了什么吗？
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
是排球比赛吗？
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al, what's... Oh...
哦，
Barry!
哇，
What? What?
哎。
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started.
哦，
Insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
哇，那个，
Back to work, boy.
有个恐怖的。
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jacker. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
我觉得这越来越像那个，我们来对比一下，很帅哦。啊，排球虽然也蛮那个紧张刺激的，不过我还是喜欢打篮球。虽然昨天没有打篮球。纸糊的开关。
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper.
12
All I could
小时。
do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
你工作太勤奋了，然后
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
好。
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
好朋友，真的好朋友。有没有什么拖车可以借什么之类的？
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to wait.
有人我按 F5你会那个。
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had.
道夫先生，
How she
就刚刚那个。
was when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
不是，我们只是进去，然后被下药，然后昏倒在里面，不要报警，奇怪耶。他这个垃圾是纸箱，我以为是垃圾桶，垃圾桶怎么那么轻？
Stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but...
你一定喝酒了。
I ain't been drinking either, you know, I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a...
Walt 是不是我们在监狱看的那个？对，你就打他。 那你就揍人家，对不对？
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah. Well, you know, Daddy's my best friend.
我就是站在旁边等待。他们今天把我拔出来。哈哈。他这个越离越远，那个声音会越来越小，那个细节做得很棒。 然后我迷路了。
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there.
对。
Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
我就知道有音乐，所以我都回避掉了。哈哈。 怎么小孩子哭声？你平时那个跳过围栏的那个力道怎么不见了？那克克龙，我们在看神奇的东西。 这是阿兰的迷路之旅。僵尸。
Oh, you're gonna get it now.
What? I didn't do anything.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI. Get him up, Hemingway. You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face. Stay right where you are.
哇！你还真的开枪！ 哇，有个恐怖！
I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
对，在想什么
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
哦！这是什么？这是什么跑啊哈拉？这是什么？那个是什么？职场霸凌？哈哈哈哈哈哈！ 等一下，警察，我可以跟你们借枪吗？哦！嘿，我没有做坏事哎，我只是喝了一杯咖啡，然后我就醉了，我就醉了。啊！有要求。 我超想黑嘞！后面不要开枪！哦！ 哎，一堆笑哎，在开枪。他只是一个damn 啊，妖兽！哦，快点，阿兰，这是你练体力好时机。妖兽，哎，那有人还要检查对平民开枪的，而且我们没有东西可以反击耶。哦，有够恐怖的！而且，哎，难道你怎么莫名其妙就报警？哎，还得那个现在真不适合看。那个甘道夫是，不是兰道，是甘道夫。然后这个时候，完了，我们该去那里吗？有警察会对我们开枪吗？有枪吗？有枪吗？我以为在玩 GTA， 快点，是不是里面有枪？枪啊！对啊，你竟然对韦克开枪！啊，不是因为韦克就开枪，你不能对谁开枪，好不好？怎么还有枪声？你们？韦克，我觉得这是你练体力好事啊。他们怎么还有？我，哦，那也太恐怖了！我什么东西在啊！他们被黑暗东西。
This horror was everywhere.
快点，给枪
！Circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
哦，他们被黑暗吞噬掉了。啊哈，也是啦。虽然我不会说你们活该啊，可是你们对平民开枪。然后那个甘道夫，我记住你。我的，如果那个时候我走过去的时候，那台直升机是不是会对我开枪？我先跑喽！拜！哇哦，直升机拜！我需要枪，跟手电筒。天晓得黑暗什么时候会跑过来？哦，我看你好喘。有没有人指使？有霓虹灯，好像没有人的样子。哇！妈，希望直升机上面的人没有去。
fight or anything.
会的。
Hey, what are you doing? Come on! Sit down and give me that. Jane, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something.
会的哦，就是刚
That bed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Oda Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc.
Oh, yo.
Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
哇，看来我们的朋友要被抓去审问了。
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Radio station， 这个吧 ，Radio station， 看到了。所以我们等一下要去那个，哎呦 ，sorry， 我们要去那个 Radio station。哎，看来应该不能从这里跳下去。
I imagine that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine
Oh,
seemed
这
like
里
a
哦。
decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
人，我没有枪哎！
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
这边应该会有手电筒之类的。
There was no power to the searchlight.
那个看一下它的 cable 到哪里。是，安全。啊！有枪吗？有枪吗？给我枪！
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
哦，连门都不见了。杀伤力好强的探照灯。阿兰，你平常时爱加运动？哦，一堆警察都有开枪。然后我现在正在逃离警察跟逃离黑暗。话说敌人的敌人就是朋友。 睡啦，手电筒。有物资吗？有物资吗？哦，它有2扇门。空气还在迷你。
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
好多闪光弹！哇，车子能倒就倒了。他们大概被灭团了。 可能这里会有原稿，哎，这是什么东西？原稿，原稿。哦，迷路了，哎，难怪人家说那个不要上山会迷路，会很迷路的那一种。还是因为是我在玩。Police。哎，哦，好像有点习惯战斗了。可是我还是想要有枪。哦，更多闪光弹。
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too.
Yeah.
What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, helicopters buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door.
他在我在旁边开枪。
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10-15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
哎，是警察对我开枪，好不好？
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
哦，原稿。暂时没人了。
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
哦，所以芭芭拉是早就已经是黑暗了。
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
哦，所以算是被阿嬷操控的。可以上去吗？哎，嗷！哎。I'm lost. 哎，这里有灯哎，哎，有我要求，哎，等一下。我感觉我错过很多原稿。哦，浪费了3颗闪光弹，好痛！它是保命的东东。你的台词有点短。
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
有一些物资吗？有咖啡。干嘛要那么多保温瓶？
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Oh,
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
What the
hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
神经病！我没怎样，好不好？那他的 gay 你要跑给警察追了。
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book.
Salty.
It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
神经病，一直对那个什么手无寸铁的老百姓开枪。没关系，我还有闪光弹。不对啊，我闪光弹，可是我没有那个，我没有手枪，没有用啊。会不会有不要的手枪在岩石上之类的？好像没有吼。妈。 那个我可以拿你的手枪吗？很准欸！哦，有了！怎么还有？哎呦，这边挨了一下。你穿了什么？到底穿了什么？有够硬的。 我们只能是一个人去矿坑，可是矿坑在哪里？前往火车调度场。
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
哦，还好还有闪光灯。哦 ，shotgun， 哎，不安尼啦。 来呀！哎，后面的，后面的，后面的。哎，等一下！我以为这个会回血，结果不会，好痛哦！ 哦，原来有3个地方。
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was
an
an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
哎，真的很 jerk 哎。 那奈丁可是很渣哎，感觉人很烂。想说什么？从头到尾都只有他对我开枪。我要习惯那个散弹枪那个装弹速度。
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. It's something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
Oh?
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
对啊，就只能去救老婆啦。好，好，好。艾伦被着魔东西攻击。
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage, before it flew at me again. I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore.
要开车？不会吧？
Find a car from there.
不要再开车哦！我看一下那里有没有东东。哎呦，好恐怖哦！这一次。这是矿坑吗？哦，还好有乱跑。哦，感谢。那不知道谁留的，真的感谢。嘿。 哦呦！我觉得他应该是故意留的，其实。他确实是故意留的。 不过算是不小补了，那个散弹枪12发了，然后你看手电筒15，哇，为了老婆这样到处奔波，啊，如果是女人都会爱上你，不过你的态度是真的该改改，我回家。哎，这个施工品质。
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
我差点走过去，哎。 Hey, take it easy, dude. 斜的罐子 ，Evil Ken，Evil Ken。哦！怎么了？啊，你怎么自己挂了？嘿嘿。 来呀、按我这用。现在不止连那个什么，不止连那个什么黑暗想要杀我，连东西都想杀我。
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Oh, hi! 名字跟我叫 hi.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me.
哎，好酷哦，是反的。
Animate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
啊，哎，等一下，强力手电筒，按注意。我现在这是强力手电筒还是手电筒？我换不了，还是我的已经是强力手电筒了。我这一把是强力手电筒吗？哦，来了，强力手电筒！不要！我先拿个东西。啊！我要照明弹。Oh damn！ No！ 不是！哦，超方便。好了，然后没有好玩的照明弹。哎，有咖啡。うわー、く。好恐怖！哇，你没有看过这么亮的手电筒，对不对？哈哈哈哈！你怎么会有枪？你的枪是我的吗？不是。In light, you can harm them。在光中，你可以狩猎他们。哦，いただき。我猜 Nice Spring， 哎，对。猎犬。
desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with
an
perspective.
Could I really? Of course, Mr. Derleth. Well, I guess that's the least I...
Huh?
What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
No. What?
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Burka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory.
肉体居住者。
Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Gross.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit.
好恶哦。
In Night Springs.
超恶心的。艾伦。
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
哎，等一下，我们要跳下去吗？哎哎，我被楼梯阴了。哎！哎，你的操作技术还算不错。哎，他要的那个东西也是我的哦。等一下，外灵信条欧贝。啊哈，有个恐怖。哦，被那还，哇哦！游戏压迫感好重哦。就照一下啊，痛！要不然想说那个什么路上那个灯啊，可以帮我们回血，好像不行。辛苦了，拍谁？开车。
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
啊，日出了。
The coal mine wasn't far now.
啊，舒服。
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
可是重点是你没有那个啊，你没有原稿啊。Coal Mine Museum， 煤矿博物馆。Go， 我可以开车去吗？感觉比较快。等一下走。我们是走反了。很硬的路，那个不平坦的路了。如果真要讲，等一下煤矿场是在上面还是下面啊？ 车要掉下去了。还得那个不只有你们看到这个画面，你们看这个画面会想吐。Yuki 也是 ，Yuki 自诩安全驾驶。这边是可以上去啊！嘿嘿，车哎！那个什么，好，还是不用模仿。哎呦，我推动车哎！哦，没有，这，哎呀，这边是每一台车都可以开，是不是好酷哦？
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to
Sorry,
apologize
man.
for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
这台车那个性能不太好。哈哈哈哈！这是什么绝命关头 ？Heal。丘陵山坡。 等一下想换车，煤矿场到底在哪？哎、这台车也可以开耶，酷！这手，在旅途之前要先上厕所。怎么这个？你知道吗？每次玩这种 ，Yuki 都可以把它那个完成开放世界。
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish.
妈，这个该怎么讲
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but
那个
I can't really fit that together with what I feel.
诶
What I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was.
The one.
I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work. I don't know, but well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
它让我变得完整的时光。
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say shaking a few things loose.
啊，辛苦了。但是我也不知道为什么奈丁格警官会突然对我们开枪。等下谁下得去？真的，你昨天遇到的事情真的很不好受。他真的应该去学礼貌。哟，我先停这里啊。这是煤矿场吗？这是在运送什么的？
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
谁是模特？那个刚刚那个被我们那个一起扫射那个电台主持人，他叫梅恩呐，谁是模特？想说我应该这台应该不能开。哦，我看到了那个煤矿厂。你知道，就之前啊，那个什么，前几天那个什么头给骂还问我会不会开车，我还是不要讲话了。
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
我真的不该把话讲太满。等一下，我还可以那个开这台车吗？
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
感谢那个没人跟我们讲话，跟我们对话，就帮我们讲话。 虽然1970年巨斧湖下的火山爆发相当轻微，但却让大多数位于地底深处的矿坑坍塌，或是被水淹没。32名矿工在这场灾难中丧失生命，导致亮部镇附近所有采矿活动就此永远停止。 目前许多剩余的建筑物受到保护，做了历史的见证。好像我们这边其实也蛮多这种类似这种古迹的。哦 ，Vacation。
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me.
我也觉得。
The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back, or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
啊！那个绑架犯没有来。诶？现在怎么办？
Wake, where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
you. You want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Oh, you jerk.
I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
进封 Mirror Peak。等一下，我们刚刚是怎么进来的？
It was close, maybe closer than ever before.
对，有人可以提示一下，我们刚刚怎么进来的？ 我们应该不能从这里跳下去吧？可以嘞。想说那里门就关起来的。嗷！那什么东西都在动哎！
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
所以其实那个爱丽丝跟那个的关系，跟那个还蛮像的。 虾米？为什么东西会飞？ No way out！ 哎呦，睡啦，闪光弹！我想你，闪光弹。 想这样玩哦。啊？刚怎么了？你别攀一下，你太凶什么？哈哈哈！这个闪光弹的正确用法。What the hell?
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
就切断电源了。有点习惯他的战斗了，碎啦！信号枪啊！好，爆！哎呦！啊呜！哎呦，后面！哦，这个数量有点多。哎！哦！啊！哎，这样也算哦。哎，我喘一下。你知道吗？这有点像在场所有东西都想杀我一样。啊！ 哎、这边过不去。啊！关门，关门，关门！哎、那门是双向的。压迫感！哇！哎，张的压迫感也太重了吧！有没有东西可以拿？啊！杀了！
Some of the taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
所以只是要接触作家，然后不是完全俘虏他。
There was no way that flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
所以说不定这个是不是？说不定这个地方很早就有那个了。很早就知道有黑暗这种事情啊。 哦，这个就还好。哦。 哎，哎，啊！量好多哦！用苏菲亚，没事，不好笑。
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his
牢
feet,
房
looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
啊？我觉得那丁德这个人真的，上面。好的。哇！压迫感最重的一集。还好，就是丢一个闪光弹，然后可以解决事情。
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
他真的有一个很神奇的角度，这个。哦，超长按了。对啦，还好我刚刚有先开。他这个游戏真的不会让人家乖乖拿物资这么简单呢。他物资门口都会放东东。 咦！我就知道，这个亮，这个亮，这个亮。哎，又砍我2刀，这个。哦，压迫感好重。
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
找爱丽丝的话，这很麻烦欸。
The graveyard shift may cause cancer. 旁边有没有地方可以上去？所以我们只能这样绕上去。哦，感谢。我没有照明弹。
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
哎呦，痛！Hurt！ 哈哈，一堆都是残骸。才把你回血一下，有够痛的。 我原来被汽车砸，我很痛。
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
不知道，其实我觉得他那个原稿里面呢，有那个现实跟幻想交错那种感觉。 哦，浪费一把枪。你们可以直接来吗？啊！好痛！我现在那个一发那个信号枪跟2发闪光弹，这一篇的篇幅比较长。好，那个没有闪光弹，我心急，丢2颗。哦，那火车撞过来好痛哦！啊！哦，还好有信号。
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
原来你跟那个黑暗魅影。我比较不会用散弹枪，而且散弹枪是，可是刚刚那一把是错动的。看子弹，看子弹。可是这样会放在这边，是不是代表等一下猎枪会比较好用？啊！
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults.
It was telling me
to hurry up.
我刚刚不是很想回头，你知道吗？手枪它是8发而已。 没，相连键。
Birds.
啊，战斗音乐好听。 这上面。哦去！啊！哦，我讨厌这种狭窄的地方。Yes. Can we go to Countdown Lake? 而且那个老婆，等一下，我这边平衡不太好。哎，啊！嘿！哦，你当作我没有手枪是不是？
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his family room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
他的评价真的很糟。原来是嫉妒韦克的光环，然后靠用酒来逃避事情。原来如此啊！哎，可是遇到这种事情就开枪，对维克开枪，那不对吧？
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.不会吧？像这你这样跳上过去？哦，我懂，要从这边跳过去另外一边。感谢你自动帮我修正一下，不然我还真不知道往哪里跑。 哦，这里啊，
样下来之后，然后再调这个。也聪明哎，这谁设计的？哈哈。啊！他电线卡住了。对啊，Wake 大力踢，阿兰大力踢，往上，往上，往下。我往上。哈哈哈哈哈！哎，你们可以穿墙。我本来想说我在楼梯上面，哈哈，追不到我。就还好有上来。
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
你怎么？哦，对对对，新地说他有被雷打到。哦，原来是这样哦。那个怕黑的大姐，
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
哦，又是。哎，这个没有关。Oh no！ 哇！啊！哎！不会吧！不会吧！不会吧！不会吧！不会吧！不会吧！走！逃げるんだよ。わあ！ 没查到。醉啦！哦。啊！我拿猎枪。我就知道。哎呦！哦，猎枪好用。巨蝠湖，世界排名第8升的巨蝠湖是一个火山口。该火山被视为活火山，但自从1970年发生的火山地震后，就再也没有爆发过。即使是在地底下没有显著的火山活动，而当时的地震只是损害了部分房屋，并没有任何人员伤亡。巨蝠湖是亮户地区风景最优美的景点之一，也是当地民间传说围绕的中心。这里是亮户地区居民热门的休闲景点。那就像那个台南至于安平，那安平至于台南，是一个很好放松的景点。跟我讲原稿。原稿存在这种地方真的很麻烦。感觉这里会有东西出来。哦！哎！哦，好像越来越上手迹象。下面。啊！哦，真的耶！哎，
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
哦，原来是停错地方，就是刚刚那个地方转错弯，所以我们才会看到我们现在住的小屋吧。我想说奇怪，为什么我们会住在一个沉默的那个岛上？不知道哪一条是正规路线。哦，这里没有路。哇！踩电雷。哦，Alan Kick。超想会做的事情，那种在窗边那边跳。哦，拜托不要跟我讲到室内战。CW Tom, I miss Tom. You talk to me on TV. Tom, I miss you. 我好想你。Did you write? 是什么 Tom 的恐热粉？我不知道那个 Tom 是不是 Zen。说的 Tom 是谁？就是那个一直帮助我们，用那个哦，对了。还好，我都哦，Alan Wake。啊！我怎么会上个楼梯？地板怎么突然塌了？有恐怖的。哎，好惨啊！我这一节篇幅好长哦。我本来想说那个1个小时可以解决。
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
对，我也怕等一下不知道会发生什么。
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her phone melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
抱住失去的，看你老婆还在不在啊？
Wait, are you? Wake?
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have a wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see?
啊？等下我们老婆呢？啊？你？谁说什么老婆跟小孩？啊！虽然我们说那个一拿到原稿，然后就那个就会。 第3集就说会放我们的那个老婆，可是我发现那个老婆不见了。
Previously on Alan.
所以我们现在目前就是，我们本来要去拿原稿，然后去矿场那边，然后去赎回我们的老婆，结果。 老婆不在，那个绑架犯不在，我们就在那边等了一天，等到晚上，结果发现绑架犯突然换地点，然后接下来我们又去他们那个新的地点的时候，刚刚听到那个对话好像是不知道我们的老婆就是爱丽丝是活是死，然后就是后面就突然出现那个黑色的阿嬷，那个黑色阿嬷好像听说是之前是一个很有名的作家。 可是他好像是被那个黑暗俘虏占据，被黑暗所俘虏。对，可是就最后我们见到了绑架犯，也不知道我们的老婆是活的还是怎么了。然后我们就拿着那个信号，那个叫什么信号引信，反正那个闪光筒，然后就是这样往那个水里这样跳下去，好像最后被打捞起来。可是我们在回忆里面看到。 我们在回忆里面看到，就是我们的老婆跟小孩，就是在一个闪光中，就突然被人家抓走，被人家抱走。所以这个剧情真的是耐人寻味，而且怎么讲，就已经开始有点现实跟幻想，跟小说里面的情境，已经开始有点一个错字的感觉了。我就不知道我们现在是在幻想里面，还是我们现在是在现实里面。 因为我们那个看小说里面的篇章里面，其中一篇有写到，说我们还在写的文章，可是现实的我们是去了另外一间的山中小屋，然后我们正在打着文章，我们正在写的文章，所以这一切都是谜。我们要继续看下去，我们才知道这个 Alan Wake 整个在讲什么。 那今天大家辛苦啦！对啊，今天是突发，反正是礼拜日。我们感谢余良，余良，祝你比赛顺利。然后我们感谢可可龙，对，这个真的是一款神奇游戏，就很难得 Yuki 会玩这种悬疑的游戏，那个算是恐怖跟悬疑，然后再加上动作的游戏，就比较难得啦。那我们感谢嗨 那个好像相反，我这边手机看到跟那个实际上打出来的相反。对，那个 Yuki 就是日文、英文、中文，这下看不懂。好了，我是猫叔 Yuki， 我们下次再见喽，拜拜。啊，好，